Who's ready for a smoked bacon mac and cheese? Let me show you how we do it. Stick around. All right, the first thing we want to do to get started on our smoked bacon mac and cheese, you can see I've got my cast iron pan here. I've got 5 or 6 strips of bacon left over that I hadn't used out of a pack. What better way to use it than to throw it on the grill, let the grease drip in this skillet here, crisp this bacon up, then we're gonna make a little roux and get that mac and cheese going. Let's get it over to our grill. All right, you can see I've got my top rack in. I'm gonna get my skillet right here and I'm gonna lay my bacon out right over the top of my pan here. I wanna catch all that bacon grease because I am gonna use it. All right, looks like we got 5 pieces of bacon. I'm gonna get this grill lid shut, let this bacon go. This is gonna take several hours. I've got my grill running about 325 degrees. I'll be back. All right, now that we've got our bacon rendered, it's been a little over an hour, our bacon's been smoking. I'm gonna go ahead and get it off here. Let this bacon cool down. Now, you could cook this bacon just a little bit more, but remember, it's gonna firm up when I take it out, and also it's gonna cook more in the mac and cheese. So I don't wanna grab the hot skillet here, slide that on, and see, look at that, we got a little bit of good bacon grease in there, look at that. Now, let's get this over to our burner. I'm gonna add some butter to this, and let's make a roux. All right, you can see that we've got our bacon grease in here. I went ahead and turned my burner on over here. I could have left this on the grill to make this roux, but I'm gonna have I'd have the grill lid open the whole time, so there's really no need in it. I really just wanted to collect that bacon grease to give this mac and cheese a little extra flavor. Now I've got 4 tablespoons of butter. Now, if you don't have this bacon grease and you're not gonna put bacon in here, you really need to add more butter, so I would probably go a full stick of butter to make this roux with. See, our skillet's hot, just melt down that butter, and then we're gonna get in 4 tablespoons of flour. You know, there's nothing like butter and bacon grease going together. That's when you know you're doing some good cooking. So that butter's just about melted there. Now I'm gonna take 4 tablespoons of flour and sprinkle it around here. Now you don't wanna burn, you wanna make sure you heat slow here. You're gonna work your roux around. I'm gonna cook that flour taste off of it. Now I'm gonna let this roux just turn just a little bit here. We got all the flour, all that fully whisk out of it. So make sure there's no lumps or anything like that. And now that I've got that like that, I'm gonna take some ground mustard powder. I'm gonna do about a tablespoon. Now once we get that in there, I'm gonna come back with a little shake of my everyday rub. I'm gonna say I put a good heaping teaspoon of that in. Oh yeah. Now you just wanna slowly add 2 cups of half and half. So this is a 16-ounce container. I'm gonna do the whole thing. Now you just wanna slowly add this in your roux. Get it all good and incorporate it in. You see we still got a few lumps in here. Just wanna pull them and get them out. Let's take our little pig whisk here. Get that slurred around. Once you notice this start thickening up, you can start adding a little cheese to it, but you want to bring it back kind of to a semi, I'm not going to say boil, just simmer, and let it start thickening a little bit. You know, making good homemade mac and cheese can be a chore. That's why a lot of people don't do it. But getting your roux right and adding your freshly grated cheeses, I've got cheddar, I've got Monterey Jack, and I've got a little bit of shredded gouda. So I know this is gonna make a really good mac and cheese. I've got a pound of elbow pasta that I've already pre-cooked. And if you need instructions on how to pre-cook some pasta to al dente, then please read the box. I'm not gonna teach that one today. Now, as my roux comes together here with my half and half, I'm gonna get in 4 ounces of cream cheese to start getting that softened. And once I get this cream cheese softened, that's when it's gonna be time to start adding in a little bit of cheese here. Kind of break this down a little bit. All right, once you get that cream cheese melted here, I mean, I can see a few specks in here, but that's gonna keep melting. Oh yeah. Now I tasted that. I'm gonna go ahead and add a little more of my everyday rub. If you've got a favorite salt, pepper, garlic rub you like to use, be sure to use it. Now, I'm gonna take a good heaping handful of this cheese. Remember, it's gouda, cheddar, and a little Monterey Jack. Now, like I said, I've already pre-boiled some noodles here. Kind of melt some of this cheese sauce down. Once I kind of get it how I want it, I'm just gonna directly pour it all over my noodles, get it all mixed up. Then I'm gonna get it dumped back into this cast iron pan and get it back on that Traeger to smoke some more. Now I've added some salt, pepper, and garlic for my everyday rub, but it don't have that pepper punch like my beef rub. After tasting this cheese sauce, I want a little bit more of a pepper forward note. So I'm gonna go in with a little bit of my beef rub there. Probably about a half of a teaspoon, not much at all. Oh yeah, that cheese sauce is getting right now. I'm gonna be honest, this is about where I want it at. I can pull it back here and see the pan good. I think it's good and melted. I'm not gonna add all this cheese to it yet. I'm gonna kind of layer it in my skillet. So I'm gonna take this now, kind of pour this cheese sauce out of my Yeti pan here, right over the noodles. So now that I've got that kind of stirred up, I'm gonna get my skillet kind of cleaned off here. Oh yeah. I'm gonna take another good handful of this cheese here and let's layer it in here. Fold it in. All right, now that we've got our 5 pieces of bacon chopped up, I'm solely regretting not cooking 10 pieces of bacon. You can never have enough. So I'm gonna go ahead and rake these 5 pieces in here. Oh man, this looks good. Now, the one thing that I didn't put was a little bit of Killer Hogs hot sauce, and I probably should have added this in the roux. But I'm gonna add a little bit in here, not much, and get it stirred all around. You wanna get a little bit of your mac and cheese layered in the bottom here, and then we're gonna come back with a little more of this cheese blend. Now, once you get all that sprinkled around, let's go back with some more mac and cheese. Gotta make sure we get all that bacon out of there. Now that you've got all your mac and cheese spread out, you know we gotta get a little more of this cheese on. Whoa. This is gonna be good. All right, there's only one thing left to do here before we get our mac and cheese back on our Traeger Ironwood XL. I've got a 1/4 cup of butter melted in my Pyrex dish here. I'm gonna take about a cup of regular Panko. Get that in, and I'm gonna take a little bit of my sweet rub and put in top for just a little bit of color. All right, do that. I'm gonna get her mixed around, tossed around in that butter, and get it layered on top of this mac and cheese. That is ready to go back on that Traeger. That's a pan of mac and cheese. Let's get it back on and bake this off for about 30 or 45 minutes till it's nice and golden brown and good and ooey and gooey and cheesy. All right, now it's time to get it on over here. I'm gonna use my top rack here. That heat rises, it's always hotter at the top. It's gonna help give us a nice golden brown color on top of that Panko. We'll be back in about 45. All right, our mac and cheese has been on for about 45 minutes. Whoa, look at that. Now, about the 25-minute mark, I did spin this thing is all I did, but wow, that looks incredible. Let's get it over to the cutting board, let it cool a minute, and get in here to taste some of this cheesy goodness. All right, our smoked mac and cheese is off the grill. So let's just do a little recap before I dive in. I took a pound of elbow noodles, pre-boiled them, got them to al dente. I turned around, grated a bunch of fresh cheddar cheese, some Gouda cheese, and a little bit of Monterey Jack. Mixed all that together, And then I got my 5-6 pieces of bacon on the grill, right over my cast iron skillet here. Let all that bacon grease drip in the pan here. Got that bacon cooked, got it up. Brought it over here on the counter and made a roux. Put a little bit of mustard powder, a little bit of beef rub, a little bit of everyday rub. Added some cream cheese to it, started adding a little bit of the cheese, then I chopped that bacon up, got all that bacon in it, mixed it up, and I started layering it in this Yeti cast iron skillet. I then topped it with a little bit of butter and Panko breadcrumbs. I know this is gonna be a really good mac and cheese, so let's get in here and give it a bite. Let's get in there. Look at that. Oh yeah, hot. Let's get a little bit of that off there. I don't know if I can take that big of a bite. Let's give it a try. And that is by far the best smoked mac and cheese that I have ever made. It turned out absolutely delicious. Like, I mean, I've cooked a lot of mac and cheeses, but I'm telling you guys, this one right here, it's damn good. You guys gotta give this a try. It would be great with a little bit of buffalo sauce drizzled over, anything like that. Adding pulled pork or brisket to it would put this mac and cheese definitely over the top. If you like what we're doing on our channel, be sure to like, subscribe, follow along with your friends. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Pinterest, and of course YouTube. I'll see you next week with another video.